Welcome to the Talview Podcast, where AI meets expertise. Join us as we explore the future of interviewing and proctoring.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, and today we're tackling a crucial topic in hiring: interview fraud. With 90% job interviews conducted online, there is a very high probability of cheating. Interview fraud is just not restricted to candidate impersonation anymore. Job seekers are coming up with innovative ideas to cheat, like use of voice assistants, real-time NLP, AI promoters, to generate answers. Did you know that a significant percentage of candidates admit to using unauthorized assistants during interviews? Today we'll explore what interview fraud looks like, how to spot it, and effective strategies to ensure a fair hiring process. Let's get started. So, what exactly is interview fraud? In simple terms, it refers to any dishonest behavior during the interview process. This could include candidates using unauthorized resources like an AI teleprompter, having someone else answer questions for them, using a secondary device, or even impersonating someone else. The consequences of interview fraud can be dire. You can end up hiring the wrong candidate, which affects the team dynamics and ultimately harming the organization's reputation. Research shows that up to 30% of candidates may engage in some form of dishonest behavior during interviews. Okay, now that we have a clear understanding of interview fraud, let's discuss some signs that may indicate a candidate is being dishonest. Some red flags can be inconsistent answers. If a candidate provides conflicting information or changes their story, it could be a sign of deception. Overly polished responses. While preparation is essential, responses that sound too rehearsed may raise suspicions. I'd like to share a quick story here. A recruiter I spoke to recently noticed that a candidate provided impeccable answers during the interview, but struggled when asked to elaborate on specific experiences. This inconsistency ultimately led to further investigation and revealed that the candidate had exaggerated their qualifications. That is one example of lying on resume. I am sure there are many more if you search online. I've even seen a video online where a candidate is actually using the voice assistants of their phone to generate answers for interview questions. Well, I can go on and on about this, but moving forward. So, how can we effectively detect interview fraud? Some strategies to consider can be use of AI and machine learning, which can analyze candidate responses for patterns that might suggest dishonesty. These tools can help flag candidates for further review. Using video technology during interviews allows recruiters to observe nonverbal cues and body language, which can reveal suspicious behavior. Assessing candidate skill before interviews can provide insight into a candidate's actual abilities, making it easier to spot discrepancies during the interview. Now, let's move on to prevention. How to minimize the risk of interview fraud. Interviewers can request to view the candidate's surroundings before the interview begins and check for any reading material, device, or even another person that could help them crack the interview. Structure your interviews with a mix of behavioral and situational questions. This makes it harder for candidates to rely on outside assistance. Conduct thorough background checks and verify candidates' identities before interviews. This can help deter potential fraudsters. For additional security, use lockdown browsers to prevent candidates from switching tabs or accessing other applications during the interview. Encourage honesty and transparency in your organization. When candidates feel that integrity is valued, they may be less likely to engage in dishonest behavior. I would like to give some additional tips to interviewers on what to look out for during an interview. Try monitoring candidate eye movement. It's very hard to maintain consistent eye contact if they're viewing something other than the monitor. Pay special attention to candidates wearing earphones who take an unusually long time to respond. They may be receiving help from someone off screen. Focus on questions that require candidates to apply their skills and experiences rather than relying on theoretical knowledge. And of course, maintain a professional yet friendly tone throughout the interview to put candidates at ease. Well, that's it on this podcast. To recap, we've explored what interview fraud is, how to identify potential signs, effective detection strategies, and tips for preventing fraud in the interview process. By being vigilant and implementing these strategies, we can create a more transparent and fair hiring environment. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more insightful podcasts by Talview.
Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more insightful content on Gen AI-powered interviewing and remote proctoring.